I'm Catherine Dow. It's Friday, July 3rd. Today, staying afloat.
There's folks who are still actively working to pump water out of homes that have been saved.
How Swan River is faring amidst extensive flooding. Also today, less pain at the pump. Why the average price of gas in Manitoba has reached the lowest point in months. Plus, a pesky problem.
The winds will bring mosquitoes, will move mosquitoes around the city and from outside the city.
Mosquito trap counts are increasing, but there may be some relief in sight. Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us. Marilee is away today. We begin with the latest on the unprecedented flooding and cleanup that led to at least 30 states of emergency being declared in western Manitoba. But before cleanup can begin, some towns like Swan River are stuck in a waiting game until the waters recede. Joining me now live with the details is CTV's Taylor Brock. So Taylor, have water levels dropped at all?
Well, it has in some places, Catherine, but for those in Swan River, it hasn't dropped enough. Now, the town's mayor, Lance Jacobson, says water levels have dropped 30 centimeters since the flooding began Wednesday, but parts of the town's landscape is unrecognizable. Water is still enveloping roads, washing out sidewalks, and seeping into homes. And as you can see here, abandoned and submerged vehicles are trapped in what was once a road, and instead of cars passing through, small watercrafts are actually being used. The mayor says floodwaters in his town will take longer to recede than in other areas because of the flat drainage to the east and major buildup of water upstream to the west. Jacobson says there are still a couple of meters of water to go in some places. That's making it challenging for the 200 households forced to flee to actually start their cleaning up.
It's very heart-wrenching, you know, and you walk up to somebody and you see that face and people are just on the verge of, you know, just breaking down, and you feel that, and you want to do the same thing yourself, and you're helpless. Certainly hope that we can get this water receded so that we can start to see some process and rebuilding, because the light at the end of the tunnel is very far away.
Meantime, Manitoba Premier Rob Canoe was in the area on Thursday. He was assisting with relief efforts, saying there's a lot more work ahead.
There's definitely a need for more help because in the hardest hit areas in Swan River proper, there's folks who are still actively working to pump water out of homes that have been saved, to try and get into other areas to relieve some pressure. And then we know that as the water starts to recede, there's going to be a whole heck of a lot of cleanup to get done. We're certainly there as a province. We've got our own cleanup operation with all these roads and bridges and highways.
Canoe says he put in a request for federal assistance on Wednesday.
So Taylor, do we know how those discussions went?
Well, as of Thursday, those discussions were ongoing. A spokesperson for Federal Emergency Management says today some kind of personnel deployment was planned, but details for that are still being finalized. CTV's Joseph Bernanke spoke with residents who are stepping up to support their communities in this time of need. He'll have more on the situation tonight at 6 o'clock.
All right, thanks for this, Taylor. Meanwhile, road conditions have improved enough that Manitoba Public Insurance, is reopening its parkland locations. Service centers in Dauphin and Swan River reopened today. Appointments will continue as scheduled, but due to overland flooding, mobile appointments in the Dauphin area remain canceled. That includes mobile estimating and driver testing appointments. Impacting customers will be contacted to rebook appointments when road conditions allow. Customers with vehicle damage due to flooding are encouraged to open a claim as soon as possible. Another tornado has been confirmed in Manitoba in June. The Northern Tornadoes Project has rated the June 28th tornado that was spotted at Lake of the Prairies EF1. It says the tornado started at around 8:05 p.m. and had a maximum wind speed of 150 kilometers an hour. Drone footage captured damage to trees and buildings on a farm property. It is the 8th confirmed tornado to hit our province in June. A senior has been killed in a two-vehicle crash on Highway 8. It happened on Thursday afternoon. Officers from Gimli were called to a crash on Highway 8 at Provincial Road 229. Police say they found a heavily damaged sedan in a southwest ditch and a pickup truck with extensive damage to its front end on the highway. Officers say the sedan was driving west on 229 when it collided with the truck that was heading south on Highway 8. The 86-year-old male driver from Toulon was pronounced dead at the scene. The 48-year-old man from Niverville was taken to hospital with non-life-threatening injuries and later discharged. The crash is still under investigation. It's a sign of the season. Emerald ash borer treatment is set to begin on Monday. Winnipeg trees infected with the pest will be sprayed with triazine. It will target a number of locations in the southern part of the city, specifically zones 13 to 18 and zone 25. That includes areas like Elm Park, Southdale, and River Park South. Spraying happens Monday to Friday between 5:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. if the weather allows. The program runs through August. More details can be found at winnipeg.ca/insect control. Meanwhile, mosquito trap counts are increasing, but some relief is in sight.
84 is the citywide mosquito average.
However, some neighborhoods are seeing numbers between 250 and 500. That's enough to move the city from a medium rating to high. To deal with the jump, the city will start fogging tomorrow night at 9:30, weather permitting. The first neighborhoods being treated are south of the Assiniboine River, including Charleswood, River Heights, Fort Garry, and St. Vital.
The winds will bring mosquitoes, will move mosquitoes around the city and from outside the city, more so that, that's what will impact, the numbers we'll see moving forward is what the predominant wind direction is, because there is a lot of mosquitoes, outside the city limits right now.
And because of that, the city will be keeping an eye on wind patterns. The city is using Delta Guard 20EW, a Health Canada approved insecticide for fogging. Homeowners can apply for a buffer zone by contacting the city online, by fax, or in person. It does require a minimum 72-hour turnaround time. Spraying will happen between 9:30 p.m. and 6:30 a.m. CTV weather specialist Colleen Brady. I know you can feel it on your skin.
Yeah.
Colleen, I don't think it's a mystery why our numbers have gone up with those mosquitoes. All that standing water, we've just been getting doused lately.
Oh, it's been a sluggish start to July, hasn't it, with rain here in Winnipeg, but it pales in comparison to what's happening out in the Parkland region. But there has been more rain coming through today. It will continue at least into this evening, but you see, it is moving east. It is clearing out, but that means northwestern Ontario, you're up next. Now, in northern Manitoba, it's been clearer, at least the sky conditions, but it's also been smoky, of course, in some areas closer to wildfire. So Environment Canada has issued an air quality warning for parts of the northwest. I'll have more details on that. And a look ahead to the weekend, it will feel a lot more like summer, but it also does come with the risk of severe thunderstorms. I'll show you who is at risk for that coming up as well. Let's take a look right now, though. First, through the CTV Live Eye. It is brought to you by Bath Fitter, your bath and shower experts for more than 40 years. In Winnipeg right now, with some light rain falling over the city. It is 19 degrees. Winds out of the east-northeast at 10 kilometers an hour. The pressure is dropping and the humidity is 77%. Oh, Catherine, we just had a guest on the screen there. Scooted along there. A live look at Notre Dame Avenue. Not much happening there, but some road work you'll want to know about. North and southbound Lajimodiere Boulevard, multiple lane closures in both directions at Grassy, starting July 6th and lasting through July 18th.
Shares in waste management company GFL Environmental are up today as the Canadian company considers a possible sale. BNN Bloomberg's Morella Fernandez reports.
Bloomberg's reporting buyout firms are interested in taking GFL private. GFL handles industrial, commercial and residential waste. It had operated out of Vaughan in Ontario, but announced earlier this year it was moving its main office to Miami. GFL is a $14 billion company which operates in both Canada and the U.S. GFL declined to comment on the story. Here are the closing numbers for the day. The Canadian dollar is down to 70.41. West Texas Intermediate is up to 68.78. Western Canadian Select is up to 53.27. And the TSX gained 308 points today. Those are your business headlines. I'm Marilla Fernandez.
The average price of gas in Manitoba has reached the lowest point in 4 months. That's according to online gas monitoring service GasBuddy. It shows the average price in our province at $1.54 a litre for regular gasoline, a price not seen since March 1st. Still, that is 23.3 cents higher than the average from this time last year, and there is a bit of fluctuation depending on where you happen to be. Our cameras captured prices slightly above the average in the city's core, while other areas had prices around $1.47 or $1.45. One supply chain expert with the University of Manitoba says there are likely two reasons you're seeing that inconsistency: competition and the price of the gas when the station bought it.
If the gas in my tank and in my pumps right now was bought at a lower level, I would sort of, share that with my consumer, right? I mean, I would lower my price to account for that and still maintain my percentage margin. And then on the other hand, though, if it happened to be higher price, so it all depends upon when they actually bought the gas that's currently in the pump.
And in case you were wondering, the lowest average price recorded on this day since 2008 was just over 90 cents a litre, and that was in 2017. Summer might be here, but when it comes to rescuing animals, there's no off-season, and the Winnipeg Pet Rescue Shelter is asking for your help.
2 weeks ago, I took in 41 puppies, and I thought the stuff were going to kill me, but, I brought them in because they would have died otherwise. And we are really, really full to capacity, but we always are. And cats and kittens, this is kitten season, so we've got kittens coming out of our zoo, and we really need people to help support us. Everybody loves the concept of a no-kill shelter, but it's very expensive to run.
Adorable. The organization says it has high overhead. Its vet bills alone are between $4,000 to $7,000 a week. And it also goes through 500 pounds of cat litter weekly and a ton of cleaning supplies. So if you're interested in opening your home to a four-legged friend, volunteering, or learning more, you can head to petrescueshelter.com. Country Thunder kicks off tonight, and we've got your all-star lineup. That is coming up next in Spotlight. Your Spotlight today. Several big-name acts are rocking their way into Winnipeg this weekend for the return of the Thunder concert series.
That's right, and the party just gets started very soon this evening. Chart-topping country singer Bailey Zimmerman is heading up Country Thunder. Other acts taking the stage tonight at Princess Auto Stadium include Co Wetzel, Josh Ross, and Robin Ottolini. And rebellious rock legends Motley Crue headline tomorrow's Rockin' Thunder, also at Princess Auto Stadium. They're joined by fellow rockers 3 Days Grace, Hailstorm, and Canadian songstress J.J. Wilde. At last check, there were still tickets available. Just head over to bluebombers.com or Ticketmaster.
And if you're looking for something maybe a little less high octane, we've got you covered.
Don't worry, Assiniboine Park Summer Entertainment Series gets underway this weekend. Summer Concert Series kicks off Sunday evening with performances by True Mountain Laurel and the Haleys. Shows are happening every Thursday and Sunday evening until the end of August. Sundays also see the return of jazz in the Leo Mall Sculpture Garden. That goes Sundays at noon, and the Leafs Garden Concert Series begins Saturday morning at 11.
Meanwhile, you cannot complain that there is nothing to do this weekend. Take it away, Collie.
Okay, folks, put your feet up. Here's a look at just some of the other events taking place in Manitoba. Try out a new sport at Summer Game Day in the Lyric Field at Assiniboine Park. The Portage Exhibition is back on the island. Carberry hosts its own fair. Lac du Bonny has its summer festival. Creamery Days is on in Ericsdale. Manitou has its 141st Egg Fair. The Binscarth Homecoming includes traditional Canada Day festivities. Mossy River Days returns to Winnipegosis. The Shell River Jamboree is in Boggy Creek. Killarney kicks off the summer with a concert featuring Doc Walker, JoJo Mason, Jess Moskaluk, and more. You can find a full list of events this weekend on our website, ctvnewswinnipeg.ca.
I always feel I should give you Gatorade after that. It's a long list.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, a diva's heart and music continues to go on.
It does. Celine Dion has just released a new song. Just released today, the single is called Bonjour, Pardon, Merci. It's being called an exploration on the themes of strength and gratitude. Celine Dion released the single Dancins back in the spring. Both songs will be released on vinyl in September.
Love my Celine Dion. And we can now officially announce, this is exciting, the winners of the Tri-Hospital Dream Lottery. The lottery and 50/50 draw helps support St. Boniface Hospital Health Sciences Center and the Children's Hospital Foundation of Manitoba. Take it away, Colleen.
That's right. A big congratulations to grand prize winner Richard Martini of Winnipeg. Ticket number 7043848. Richard can choose between one of 5 home packages or $1,350,000 cash. And congratulations to 50/50 Plus jackpot winner Stan Greenwood of The Paw. Ticket number 1510719. He's taking home $664,000 plus another $500. How about that?
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Great way to end your work week. Congrats to those two.
Congratulations.
Thanks, Colleen.
You're welcome. Your primetime lineup today starts at 7 with Spring Break Murders. At 8, catch crime scene investigators in Boston Blue. Wrapping things up at 9. It's all right here tonight on CTV. A live look at Portage Avenue in front of Polo Park. Traffic seems to be moving smoothly eastbound there, not so much heading westbound. One other traffic note, northbound Edmonton, it will close between York to St. Mary for construction starting on the 6th, lasting through to the 18th.
Women's clothing provided by R.W. & Company. Salon services provided by Essentique Spa Salon.
CTV Skywatch weather brought to you by South Beach Casino and Resort. Visit southbeachcasino.ca.
Well, rain continues to push east across southern Manitoba, still moving through the Winnipeg area. It will be heading further east into northwestern Ontario. You can see the leading edge of this band of rain moving into Kenora now. Dryden, it looks like you're on deck. Fort Frances, you might get clipped by it too. Higher pressure still sitting over the north has generally kept the sky relatively clear. The sun shining, some clouds starting to encroach up from central Manitoba, but it is the air quality that's been compromised by wildfire smoke, particularly for folks out in the northwest. We do have that air quality warning that continues, issued by Environment and Climate Change Canada for Tadoule Lake, Brochet, and Lynn Lake regions. Smoke will fluctuate from hour to hour, but it's expected to persist for a few days yet. Meanwhile, the sky will be otherwise clear for much of the north as we move into Friday evening. As we move throughout the southern part of the province this evening, some scattered showers will peter out pretty quickly, but as we get into Saturday, that's when the risk of severe thunderstorms returns to western Manitoba, exactly where we don't need any more of that happening. But here we go, 9 o'clock according to the Futurecast. It looks like we have rain riding right along the provincial border and then moving into Manitoba throughout the course of the day. Scattered as we get into the latter part of the afternoon. It will be warm. We'll get up into the upper 20s. It will feel even warmer with the humidex. So as the temperatures heat up this weekend, so will the humidity. So again, not a surprise. There is an afternoon risk of thunderstorms here in the south. You see more rain up in the northwest there and into central parts of the province overnight and into Sunday. Some rain in the northwest. We might see a pocket of it, looks like anyway, pop up on the Futurecast if that even shows up here in the southeast. Otherwise, it should be a pretty sunny day in the south. It will be very warm with temperatures climbing into the low 30s. And when you factor in the humidity, the humidex values will feel even warmer than that. So hot and humid ahead on this first weekend of July, starting off tonight with a low of 15 degrees with that evening light rain coming to an end. Partly cloudy the rest of the night. Winds out of the northwest at 15 kilometers an hour. We'll have light west winds during the morning. As we get into the afternoon, they'll start to shift and come more from the south, but they don't speed up. 10 kilometers an hour. 28 is the high with that chance of afternoon showers or an afternoon thunderstorm. Then we get into the long range. Saturday, as I mentioned, piping hot up to 30 degrees, humid too, in the sun. And then you see we sort of vacillate back and forth between the possibility of showers and sunshine all throughout the long range period. Monday, showers possible, still quite warm, 27 degrees. Back into the sun Tuesday, 26. Swinging back to the possibility of showers Wednesday, 24 degrees. Heating up and brightening up by Thursday with a high of 27. And you see Sunday night into Monday, a warm overnight low of 20 degrees. And then temperatures not quite as warm through the long range period, but still in the 15, 16 degree range. Let's take a look at our first weather photo on this Friday afternoon. A look at that family there out on the water for a cruise. That was out at Play Green Lake in northern Manitoba. That photo is from Tina. And this next one is a look at that gorgeous rainbow over Holland, Manitoba from Marilyn and Mike. Send us your weather photos to Winnipeg Weather at ctv.ca.
Skywatch Weather Pick of the Day brought to you by Provivo, Winnipeg's first and only longevity medicine clinic. Redefining health, performance, and aesthetics. Provivo.com.
Thanks, Colleen. We all know that practice makes perfect, and that includes proposals as well. So before Sean popped the question to his girlfriend, he did a run-through with his best friend. And look how excited his best bud is. His reaction was perfect, from the surprise to jumping right into his arms with excitement, hoping his girlfriend's acceptance is just as enthusiastic.
Yeah.
And she's got a tough act to follow.
She sure
there.
does. Look at that.
So cute. Adorable. And we do have a programming reminder for you. Due to our coverage of Canada's FIFA World Cup game against Morocco tomorrow, very exciting, Kinsman Bingo will move to 8:30 a.m. The schedule change applies only to this Saturday, July 4th. CTV National, meanwhile, with Sandy Ronaldo is going to start right now, and we will see you back here for CTV News at 6.